What is it? What were like the biggest challenges maybe going from something that's not predetermined to something that is predetermined? I mean, still incredibly, if not more physical, getting glass in your leg.
It's physical in a different way. Like fighting is definitely, the stress from fighting is much, much more, you know? It's like, I could get in a random fight. Someone could walk into this room right now and I'll beat the fuck out of anyone.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
We do in MMA. I feel like there's no pressure on anything. The only thing that compares to the mental strain in MMA is the Olympics.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one highest, because you train your whole life and you have one day for all of your training and all of your hard work to pay off. It was all for nothing.
Right.
You could get another fight in a couple months. So nothing compares to that. And so I think I went from like the highest stress possible to like less and less. And then, yeah, I'm older now. I don't want to stress out about anything anymore.
WrestleMania.
Yes.
When you first started your year with the organization, was that on the radar?
When I first came to the organization, like, I was like, hey, I'd really like to do this for a couple months. We're going to have a baby soon, so you know this isn't forever. But my one request is, like, when we first start, I want to finish my storyline with Stephanie. And so that was my request, because I love Stephanie McMahon so much, which is so funny because we're supposed to hate each other.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I love her.
I'm like, really?
Oh my God, I love her so much. Oh God, it's so great to get that out.
Okay. All right.
I love all of the girls so much. Oh my God. And it's like this big secret, and I had to like keep it in so people could enjoy themselves, but I love them. It was just an incredible experience. Like Triple H like taught me how to lace up my boots. Like he literally was like, "Oh no, you want to do this like from the outside in." So that way, like I'm like, Triple H is showing me how to lace up my boots. Like, how can I not succeed in this situation when I have all of the best people in this business all set in place to help me succeed? I would be ashamed of myself if I couldn't exceed in every expectation. People didn't like it all the time, but it was fun for me.
And you made more history. And I mean, women headlining WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was great, huh? That's fun.
It was really great.
It was so great.
Did it feel huge to you?
Yeah, it felt big. It's just, I think it just has to do with the time, with perspective. Like, me and Liz Carmouche felt bigger to me.
This is a gigantic cultural moment. This is not just a moment for Ronda Rousey. This is a moment for women's sports, period. She's looking for it. She got it. First round armbar finish for the champion, Ronda Rousey.
Even though it was years ago when not as many people watched, and it was in the Honda Center, which maybe holds maybe like 16 to 20,000, compared to WrestleMania, where it was in front of like 80,000 people and, you know, millions of people watching. I just felt like me and Carmouche was the most like pivotal moment, or that everything had to happen that way, or else women's MMA would have ended before it started, you know? And with WrestleMania, it just felt like all the stars were aligned and the whole universe was conspiring for us to succeed. And I had not a single doubt in my mind that we would. But for like Carmouche, it was so many outside factors of like the numbers had to do well, and I had to win the match, but I had to win the match in like an exciting way. And like there were just so many other different factors that I had to worry about. And I feel like the stakes were like higher in a way, even though the venue and the audience was smaller.
Were you nervous your first wrestling gig?
Yeah, nervous, but I mean, after fighting, it's like I feel like I get to enjoy wrestling so much more than everybody else because I've just maxed out on like pressure. The kind of moments like this past WrestleMania, that main event, that moment was like the most high pressure, high stakes, fucking crazy moment that Charlotte and Becky have ever been in their lives. And I was just like, I love WrestleMania, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a great day, and like we have a great match, and nice to see you guys, you know, first ever women's main event WrestleMania, woo! So they're like, oh my God, I want to do a good job. And I'm like, Joan Jett's here? Okay. That's awesome. And she's so cool. Oh my God, I cannot believe, like, you know, like have like moments to yourself, like, I don't even know if this is real life right now. I'm like standing on top of the ramp at WrestleMania and Joan Jett's like playing their guitar and she looks at me and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. God, like, how can you not be like totally kicked out? No wonder I broke my hand. Joan Jett just nodded at me, okay? She was playing bad reputation, looked at me, nodded in my direction, like, go get that shit, Ronda. And I'm like, I'm gonna go hit somebody so hard and break my hand. Because I love Joan Jett.
That is
It's a WrestleMania.
Yes. I mean, they pulled out all the stuff.
Yeah, you know, if there ain't time to go big and go home, it's WrestleMania.